Hello everyone, I'm here today to show off my Design 1300 project, final project. So this will be our official launch video from which we will take our launch data. I will assemble the product from what would essentially be what the consumer receives, and then from that I will do 3 test launches. So the consumer would receive a base piece, 4 pins, 2 tiny nails, 1 arm and pusher assembly, or I guess 2 arms and 1 pusher assembly, 1 flyer, 1 spiraled rod, and 1 plastic pusher, as well with some securing string. So your first step is going to be to take the base and insert the pins. Two holes right here. The pins should ideally be a friction sliding fit. So once the pins are in, you have to align the base. So you take one side of this, there we go, and then you would just connect it between the two. The angle in these base pieces determines the angle between the arms, so it is important that during manufacturing that these become very consistent, or at least the same piece relatively. So I got it mostly assembled, and now you just got to make sure center your pins, because most of the time they're on one side or the other. And then once they are centered, it is a good habit to squish the base down in the middle to kind of make it tighter. And there's a bit of play, and that play could be reduced by adding shims in between the pins and the base, or in between the holes in the arm and the pins. But it was decided not to do that because it was deemed unnecessary. So you take your, I'll show this part first. So there's the base with the rod going underneath it. You put the string going underneath it. You put the side with the string going underneath. You want to put the long edge of the cap in. Then you see you have the wide flange on the part that is facing up. You should test it for stability. Make sure your pins are all good. Then you want to put the push rod in. The easiest way to do that is to put the top nail in to the top hole. Put that through here. And then while kind of squeezing the base together, you can go in from underneath. It's hard to give you a view of this, but then slide the nail through there. Ideally, you could only remove 1 nail for this assembly. Or ideally you'd have 1 nail facing one way and the other nail facing the other way, or you could just cut the heads off both nails, but it's easier to have just a regular nail. So that's in there, that's not going anywhere. So we have this. Oh shoot, I actually messed up a step for this. So you want to take your string in, you want to put roughly fold it in half, like this, stretch it out, so then you'll have about the middle point in your hand. Kind of give yourself just enough space to fit this. There you go. So you basically just want to wrap it, do a half wrap at the halfway of the rope. Then you want to put the rope in through the hole in the pusher, minding the piece of string that is running along it. So then once you get decently close to here, you want to kind of make sure that the strings are on the opposite ends as you push the plastic piece into the wooden pusher. So kind of make sure that they are separated at the two poles of the circle. This really helps with stability during the launch. Oh shoot, that's something you got to worry about. You got to push the pin in before pulling this. It's not a perfect system, but it is a system. There we go. So once you push the plastic pin in, you can pull it to make it tight, and that will not come out. We've done many tests, it will not. Okay, so I have taken the time to add some shims to the joint to very much increase the stability of it. It did take me more than like 2 or 3 minutes, so it'll be like the first half of me assembling it, and then this with the shims. Granted, I probably would not have been add the shims. I probably would not have been able to add the shims within the 10 minutes. But the tolerances used to be tight without the shims. I just assembled it and disassembled it so many times. That ruler behind me is 50 centimeters. I am recording, yes, so I will just do 2 of the preferred launching styles, and then I will do 1 with the proper remote launch. So 3, 2, 1, go. That kind of flew that way, bounced off my garbage can. I don't count that as the floor. We'll do the time, but hopefully you can see. Actually, I could probably move my laptop back as well. There we go. So hopefully this helps a tiny bit for height. And the preferred launching style, I forgot to mention, is simply just holding the propeller. I guess the base too. So, oh shoot. Of course, if the propeller cannot spin, the base cannot move up, so yes. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Went way deep into my recycling. Let me grab that. And then for the final launch, I will do the proper launching style. The proper launching style is taking one of the strings, running it underneath the launch plate, and then the other one over the launch plate. Alright, so now you see the whole thing. I'm holding just the string, so you just have the string running, be a remote launch. Anyways, 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's kind of, because it's harder to control it's kind of going off to an angle there. Maybe I'll do this, so you can kind of, doesn't hit me in the head. Alright, 3, 2, 1, let it rip. And still getting decent flight and propeller thrust, which is very important. I think even though our height seems to be similar to the second group with Jeremy's team, however, our flight time seems to be much longer, which leads me to believe we are getting more thrust, which is cool. Anyways, thank you for taking the time to watch this. Goodbye.